Thank you, Mickey. Sarfraz.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सबसे पहले, और जैसे कि मिक्की ने बताया एज अ कोच और एज अ कैप्टन भी मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि हमारी टीम की तैयारी बहुत अच्छी है और सारे लड़के वेल प्रिपेयर्ड हैं। यहाँ पे हमने बहुत हार्ड वर्क किया है, 3-4 दिन जितने भी हमें टाइम मिला है, और उसके अलावा भी हमारे पास वहाँ पे टाइम है। और टीम बहुत ज़बरदस्त है हमारी, बड़ी बैलेंस टीम है। बैटिंग लाइनअप हमारी बहुत अच्छी है, बॉलर्स हमारे पास मौजूद हैं। तो इंशाल्लाह हम एज अ टीम पूरी कोशिश करेंगे कि वर्ल्ड कप में अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस का मुजाहिदा करें। और जैसे कि बताया कि हम सब कुछ जो है पूरी तरह तैयार होकर जा रहे हैं और इंशाल्लाह हम अपना बेस्ट से बेस्ट देने की कोशिश करेंगे वर्ल्ड कप में।
ओके, फर्स्ट पहले हम मिकी से क्वेश्चन लेंगे इन इंग्लिश, देन वी विल मूव ऑन टू सरफराज।
Wishing World Cup.
Thanks, Saeed.
What do you think Pakistan team are favorites or underdogs?
I think there's 10 very, very good cricket teams, and I think that's what makes this World Cup so special, is that you have to arrive every day. You have to put your best on for 10 games, and initial phase is to qualify and get into those top 4, and then hopefully take it from there. We know that if we play to our best of our ability, we have the potential to certainly go all the way. But as I've said before, there's a lot of very, very good cricket teams out there, and we're going to have to play very well.
I think that the off-spin department of the team is looking somewhat weak in presence of Shoaib Malik and Hafiz, because both are not in their true form for the last many years. So how you will depend on these two guys when the other teams have around 20 batsmen, left-handed batsmen, and against left-handed batsmen, off-spinner can be very much effective.
Yeah, that's a good question, and we have belief in Shoaib Malik. We have belief in Mohammad Hafiz. Mohammad Hafiz actually bowled a couple of balls yesterday at our training, which was pleasing to see. In terms of our squad balance and in terms of our strategy, they will play a role. At least Safi has the ability to have off spinners at his disposal. We made no secret of the fact that our strategy is going to be to attack. We're going to look to take wickets. We're going to look to take to bowl sides out, because I think that's how we're going to win games. That's our strength, and we feel we've got it covered now in all departments. We've got left arm spin, we've got leg spin, we've got left arm quick, we've got right arm pace, and we do have the ability of Malik and Hafiz to bowl off spin for us. So we think we've got all bases covered.
Was it?
Mickey, Babar Azam was yesterday asked about Pakistan's strike rate issues, and he said that he's #1 batsman and he does not need power hitting. So do you agree with this notion?
Sorry, I missed the name once.
Babar Azam. He was asked yesterday about Pakistan's power hitting issues, and he said that if he's #1 batsman, then he does not really need power hitting.
Baba has a specific role within the team, and I can honestly say we've got some serious batsmen in our team. But Baba Azam, the way he's playing at the moment, has the ability to be as good as anybody in the world. If Baba Azam's getting us 100, we're comfortable that we have the batsmen around him to get our scores of 300, 320, etc. Baba plays a very key role for us. Baba's strike rate at the moment over the last 2 years is just on 80. Baba knows he's got to increase that, as do a lot of our batsmen, and that's something that we've spoken about and something that we've worked on. Baba is so talented, he has the ability to do that anyway. If Baba's getting us hundreds, we're comfortable, Muzz, because we think we've got enough in our other batsmen to be able to get the required scores.
Yusuf sir.
Mickey, are you missing Shadab Khan from World Cup squad, and would you like to share his medical history?
Sorry, I missed that. Shadab Khan?
Shadab Khan medical report, and are you missing?
Oh, look, Shadab's a wonderful cricketer. He's we call it, I think the buzzword in world cricket at the moment is three-dimensional. Shadab is three-dimensional. He fields cover point for us. He bats in the top 7 or 8, and he plays a very key role for us just outside the power play in terms of taking wickets. So of course we miss a guy like Shadab. However, we've tried to cover that hole with a like-for-like wrist spinner, and we also feel that it's not about one man. The team's certainly not about one man. There's a squad of 15 that's going to go to the World Cup, and all 15 of those players have the ability to win games, and all 15 of those players will step up and cover the hole that Shadab leaves. And I've got to say right now that he's not out the World Cup. There's certainly hope on him playing, and we'll see how that evolves over the next couple of weeks.
Mickey, in the ICC events we have seen the wickets are flat, and in a sense the conditions are tailor-made for big scores. But over the years, Pakistani batsmen have struggled to score at brisk rates. And this is the same lineup which has had that problem. So how do you think that you will be able to sort of cover that problem with these batsmen?
We've been working extremely hard on covering that issue. We've looked at our strike rates. We've spoken about that as a batting unit, and the players have worked unbelievably hard on that. Yes, we've been following the scores in England at the moment, and it has appeared that there has been big scores scored. However, I'll remind you that during the Champions Trophy, which was only 2 years ago, the average score in the Champions Trophy was 283. I think I'm right, Maz? The average score was 283. And we're comfortable that if the conditions are the same, if they dry, we have the ability to reverse swing the ball. If the conditions are slightly overcast, we've got the ability to swing the ball and to seam the ball around it in our attack, and we're comfortable we've got a batting unit that can fulfill all the roles required. I think the key for us right now is that we leave Pakistan incredibly well prepared and with the best possible team that we could have picked. And the belief that we have in these players is massive, because we believe they're incredibly skillful and can go all the way.
Mickey, hi. You said after Shadab was injured, you said he's not out of the World Cup, but we have selected Yasser for the England series. Yasser hasn't been in great ODI form. Do you still think if Shadab isn't fit for the World Cup, you're definitely set on taking Yasser, or is there a chance you might take another spinner if Shadab doesn't quite perform up to expectations?
Oh, look, I think time will tell on that one, Daniel. When we sat and selected with Inzi yesterday, Safi and I, we looked at somebody that can replace. We looked at a wrist spinner. Wrist spinners, it's vogue in cricket at the moment. All teams have good wrist spinners. Yasser was the fastest to 200 wickets. Let's not forget that, albeit in Test cricket. Yes, that shows he can bowl. The last two ODIs that we played against Australia, he bowled the best he did in that series. The key for Yasser is to challenge both edges. If Yasser's challenging both edges of the bat, the inside edge and the outside edge, he becomes a different beast. If he's only challenging the outside edge, players can line him up and hit him one side of the ground. Yasser is under no illusions that he has to challenge the inside edge as well, and that means bowling his googly more often. He bowled his googly with decent effect in those last couple of games, and the conditions in the UAE, the wickets were particularly flat and didn't turn. If we get on a wicket that just grips a little bit, Yasser, we still feel can be a weapon for us. But in terms of your initial question, time will tell on where we go in terms of the final World Cup squad on that one.
हेड कोच मीथियातर सरफराज अहमद के हमरा न्यूज़ कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं जो कि आपने ऐसा की.
The last two ODIs that we played against Australia, he bowled the best he did in that series. The key for Yasser is to challenge both edges. If Yasser's challenging both edges of the bat, the inside edge and the outside edge, he becomes a different beast. If he's only challenging the outside edge, players can line him up and hit him one side of the ground. Yasser is under no illusions that he has to challenge the inside edge as well, and that means bowling his googly more often. He bowled his googly with decent effect in those last couple of games, and the conditions in the UAE, the wickets were particularly flat and didn't turn. If we get on a wicket that just grips a little bit, Yasser, we still feel can be a weapon for us. But in terms of your initial question, time will tell on where we go in terms of the final World Cup squad on that one.
शामिल।
हेड कोच मीकियातर सरफराज अहमद के हमरा न्यूज़ कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं जो कि आप मुनाज़ा की।